Welcome to Mobtv. Please do subscribe to our channel for more videos. Click on the bell button for notification.
Your party and yourself, being the presidential candidate, was recently excluded from the presidential debate scheduled to hold in January, and of course the vice presidential debate. How do you feel about this?
It's not about how I feel about it. It's about how the country felt about it. And immediately it happened, it became the first time in the history of Nigeria that a presidential debate, it was challenged, and rejected. I mean, the lineup for a presidential debate was rejected and challenged by the public. So there's been a lot of disappointment by people who were really looking forward to a real debate between the old guards, as we call them, and people with fresh ideas. And we wanted to go there and really challenge their records and their ideas and their plans, and also lay out our own plans for Nigerians to see and then judge who is best fit to become the president of Nigeria next year. So that's how it stands now. But we challenged it, and we intend to even file a lawsuit in court to ensure that a court of competent jurisdiction forces the people who made the decision to include us and ensure that this don't happen again to Nigerians.
Okay, away from filing a lawsuit and all of that, do you think that your exclusion was politically motivated?
Absolutely, it was politically motivated.
Why do you think so?
Politically motivated. First, they did an open poll, and found out that we came third. That is, our party and my person came third behind the APC and the PDP, and then decided, according to them, to do other things, including, as they claimed, research, surveys that was not revealed to the public. So nobody knew how they arrived at the conclusions that they arrived at. Most importantly, when the Executive Secretary, I think, of the National Election Debate Group, when a series was interviewed or challenged by people, he said, in addition to all of the other variables, they also consider character. So it was never revealed to Nigerians that they have the right to judge people's character. It was for them to place candidates before the Nigerian people, and for Nigerian people to decide who to vote for based on their own judgment, including the judge of character. So it was definitely a rigged process.
Talking about your your tour across the country, let's look at your tour of 100 cities across the country. Particular interest is your tour to Daura,
yes,
which is the home country of the sitting president. What was your experience like?
It was amazing. We came in there at night because, of course, due to bad road, we couldn't get there on time. We were coming from Sowore in Jigawa State, and when we arrived there, people on our team were a little scared. This is Buhari's hometown. What's going to be their reaction? But we were surprised. He met us at the city gate. Of course, the village, his town or city was in darkness, no light. And they escorted us through the town. They were chanting that, there's...
Do you mean there was no light as at the time you arrived,
yes,
or there was practically
well, at the time we arrived,
no light at all?
There was no light when we arrived, and we didn't see light before.
Yeah, but that's normal. I mean, Nigeria doesn't have a 24 hours.
I'm just telling you, part of the reasons why we need a new president in town. What was interesting is they accompanied us across the city, and they started saying, no more say Baba. It is time for say Bobo, which is, they don't want an old person, they want a young person. It was amazing. And then we addressed them as we were leaving, and they even asked that we come back the next day, but we had other plans, so we had to go to another city as part of the tour. It was amazing.
Okay, one would think that looking at the education, the 8-point agenda with focus on education, you would be saying that you're going to work towards tailoring the curriculum to suit the needs, the practical needs of modern day Nigeria, rather than the backwards curriculum that we've always had.
You didn't ask me about curriculum. Of course, I agree with that, but you're not going to teach a new curriculum with no teachers. Definitely, you need teachers to teach students any kind of curriculum. Curriculum is something that can be taken care of by a committee or a group of persons. Definitely, I agree with you. My daughter, in the years, has more books in her shelf than my secondary school in Ondo State. That tells you something. Everything is backward in this country, but curriculum is not as important as teachers. Even the curriculum to get the teachers up to date and on par with other teachers who are training kids around the world who we are going to compete with in the future need to be changed. I agree completely with you on that one. We need teachers.
Looking at power, you have power, you've got security, infrastructure, corruption, restructuring, economy, healthcare, and education. But looking at
tourism and agriculture as well.
All right. Looking at education,
it's called Spicer Heat. 10. We have a 10-point agenda.
Okay, so looking at corruption, you are advocating for a life ban of convicted corrupt officials. Do you not think that's a little bit to the extreme?
No, you know that the moment someone steals money that's meant for kids to go to school, they have banished those kids to ignorance, diseases, and probably life of crime, their entire life, right? The moment monies that are meant for people in the healthcare sector are stolen, you have killed people, right? When we are talking about life ban, it is equivalent to saying that someone who committed mass murder is going to go to life imprisonment. In other places, they don't do that. In China, if you do that, they will shoot you. But I don't believe in capital punishment because I'm a human rights activist. So life ban is, at the minimum, the least you can do to someone who is found to have corruptly enriched themselves to the extent that they have mortgaged the future of generations of persons in the country. I think it is a mild punishment compared to what corruption has done to this country.
All right. Well, to the issue of the electoral bill, which the president has refused to accent to. Your opinion, what do you think would be the effects of the president not agreeing to accent to the bill, especially with the issue of vote buying and vote buying?
I don't know that the electoral bill as presently designed is going to stop vote buying. So just be clear about that. But I want a new electoral law, particularly a section of it that allows electronic transmission of results of election, to become law, so that the manipulation that would happen can be corrected. So if people are voting and they stand and make their position known, and as soon as the voting is done, what the electoral law, as I learned now, says is that the transmission should be done electronically to a central database, and that's very important for someone like me who has digital inclinations. So, but I have also been saying it, and I will say it here again, that I do not trust the lawmakers who made the law enough because I have not read completely the new electoral law. I want to be very clear about that. I will do that, but I'm aware that the reason why the president doesn't want to sign is because this might frustrate some of their plans to rig the election, because they're really jittery right now.
All right, you've constantly condemned the reality of godfatherism in Nigerian politics, and a lot of people are looking out and then wondering how exactly you'll be able to raise enough funds for your campaigns. What are you doing with regards to this?
We have just 2 months to go. I've been campaigning for 9 months non-stop. Traveled all over Nigeria and around the world pretty much. with Nigerians, and have somehow been able to manage to fund the process publicly by crowdfunding. So I set up a GoFundMe page, and I've raised, at this point, I think we're close to about $106,000 raised online. And we also set up a local bank account in Nigeria, and we've raised over 40 million naira, and that's the money we're spending. What it shows to you is that the expectation of the public is not for people who have realistic, decision or desires, realistic desires to help the country. They are not going to bribe, and the public is also not expecting us to bribe them with bread, gari, and branded rice and clothing. They want genuine change, and that's how we've been able to run a very lean and compact campaign that's taking less. And this is something I think the whole country or the world should understudy for the future. How you can spend less on a campaign and have the most impact. That's what we've done. But it's been transparent. We're raising funds online. We're asking for support, and people who cannot give funds are giving homes that they have. They're giving us vehicles to brand. They're giving us megaphones. They're sending us all kinds of support. And that has what has kept us going. And we've done marvelously well, I must say, in the last 9 months. And I think it's something that should be understudied for the future.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Sowore, speaking with us, the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress.